lamb sauce? Lamb sauce!
Where's the lamb sauce?
We've got no lamb sauce. We ain't got no lamb. So go get back in the kitchen, you donkey.
Where's the lamb sauce?
You gotta say it like a Brit. Where's the lamb
Sauce!
You guys have
Ramsey's amazing.
That's
Sauce!
That's awesome.
Hello and welcome to Take Two.
Sauce! I didn't do that out of nowhere. Just sauce! Only we will understand.
Hello and welcome to... Wait, that really sounds terrible, doesn't it? Crap! Where's the lamb sauce? Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the House of Randomness. It is time for our first build of 2018. We're going to be doing a brand new build, budget style. What we want to do is we want to build a system that is some generations older, yet is still able to perform well enough for the uses that I have intended for it. So what I thought I'd do is break down the list of parts that are going to be used in this build and just kind of show you where we're at as far as the types of components that are going to be used to put this all together. I wonder if this is how Brian over Tech Yes City got started with all of his stuff. Probably. Where's the lamb sauce?
I think we're losing our minds.
I think so. Okay. So, as far as the parts that are going to be used in this build, we're going to go ahead and start with what platform we're going to be running this on. So what we have here is we have the 990FX Gigabyte AM3 board that is holding an FX 8320 CPU. This is it's an 8-core processor. It's back from the close to the last end of the FX architecture. So I'm hoping that this will be able to run all the programs I have intended for it. And we're going to run some games on it too, just to see how well it'll do. What we're going to be using to cool this system? Well, I hate to say it, but Cooler Master, I love you, but this cooler is way too big. For this build, we found a nice AMD stock cooler with a nice copper plate on the back that I'm hoping will be able to keep the 8320 nice and cool. If not, we'll have to use something else, but this is what we're going to be using to start with. For our boot drive, Crash Override has generously loaned us a, what does this say, 80
gig.
An 80 gig OCD Vertex 2. This is a SATA 2 SSD. And I know there are SATA 3 hard drives out there, but for this old of a system, who cares?
It's a junk drive, but it works well.
Exactly. So we're going to be using this as the boot drive for our OS. And then we also have a Seagate 1 terabyte mechanical hard drive that we'll be using for the main storage. For the RAM, Crash Override has brought over 4 2 gig DDR3 RAM sticks. And I forget what speed these are running at. These are what, 1066?
They're 1066, but they're only 667 megahertz. They're not very fast. Hey guys.
But that's what's going to be populating the 4 RAM slots in the motherboard as far as being able to run the system. For the power supply, we have an OCZ 700 watt non-modular power supply. For a build like this, it's not really important to be super fancy as far as, aesthetics goes. It just has to work. We have a Silverstone horizontal desktop case, and you just don't see horizontal cases anymore because everybody's doing everything vertical. Everybody has vertical this, vertical that. I think they got vertical on the brain.
I thought it would be funny to do.
If it's not about the vertical, it's about the RGB. It's like, really? For this build, there's not really going to be any RGB. So if you're looking for an RGB build, this is not the video for you.
And I'm over here, guys, but actually, I was the one that kind of pointed it to him and said, "We need to get that because it's a good stowing case.
Yep.
You can kind of throw it wherever the hell you want on a shelf, and it'll cool itself. It's not really something you have to have massive airflow for. I think it'll work well."
I think so too. So what are we going to use for our graphics card? Well, that's where this Gigabyte Eye in the Sky comes from. This is on loan from Crash Override. This is a Gigabyte R9 280X 3 gigabyte graphics card.
My backup.
But this is going to be used to power the system. Originally, I was going to do the GTX 1060, but I think that card is just a little bit underwhelming for even a build of this variety. So we're going to go with the R9 280X, and we're going to power that through. And if everything turns out well, then this ought to go very nicely.
Yeah, it should. I mean, really, with the R9, that's a pretty decent card. It don't have the memory of like a 1070 or even a 480 or anything like that, but it's still a decent card where it will pump out some games, so we can definitely try out like most of your DirectX 12 games like Rise of the Tomb Raider, Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, most of the big titles you can try on it, and it should perform pretty well.
I would think so too.
If it doesn't, we can always take out your 1070 and try it if we have to. But I'd say that's more of testing. That's going to be way later on. So
as far as the supplies for this build, Crash provided the power supply, the case, the RAM, the GPU, the cooler.
I basically provided the majority of the fucking...
A majority of the stuff came from him. Highlander sent over the 8320 processor and the 990 FX motherboard. This is an awesome Gigabyte motherboard. I'm very glad to have this as the build. I think this is going to go very, very well. Now you will notice...
Hey, wait. You did provide something for it. You did the hard drive.
That's right.
You did one part.
I did one part. This came out of an old i3-2130 build, so we're going to recycle that and use that as part of the...
And the power supply technically is yours, because I stole yours, so
that's true.
I replaced it.
So basically traded a Corsair for an OCZ, but that's okay. It's all good. As long as it works, it doesn't really matter. And as you'll notice on this case, it doesn't have any front panel input-output. All it has is a couple of base slots, and we're going to look and see if something can be put in there. Maybe we might put a optical drive in there.
I think that can be done.
So we're going to check that out. So these are the parts of the build. So let's get down to it, and we're going to put this together and see how she works.
It does too. What the? It does have I/O. Okay, so
we had to stop a little ways through this because we ran into a little problem. We ran out of freaking SATA cables.
It's all him. Don't blame me.
So we went to Best Buy and got a couple of SATA cables. They're the only place that was open this time of night. So, ouch. So
$10 a piece. Damn.
So these are going to be recycled in a lot of builds. I guarantee you that. Okay, so admittedly, cable management is not a thing with this case because this is meant to be horizontal. But we just wanted to show you how everything fits in here. We've got the hard drive and the SSD down here. We've got our power supply on right there. Just kind of snake everything in here. We have our R9 280X sitting nice in there. Got our 8320 CPU with the stock cooler on there with the copper plate. That's snugged down nice and tight. We've got 4 2 gig sticks of DDR3 RAM running in there. So, okay. All's left now is to install an OS to it, and then we'll run our testing on it.
Well, your monitor.
Okay, so we have we have a monitor hooked up here, and we've got the keyboard and mouse set up. So we're going to power this on.
Set to 1.
All right. Go ahead and hit the
Is your
power.
monitor powered on?
My monitor is powered on. So let's see if we got a post.
I hear something. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. We got post.
We got post! Yay!
Load optimize defaults, then boot.
Then reboot.
Or yeah, then reboot. Or hold on, down. Enter BIOS.
Enter BIOS. Okay.
Hey!
Hey, we have post! Yay!
Yeah.
So, yes. So this is the Gigabyte UEFI BIOS for the 990FX chip, and we've got the cooler running.
You have a blue light on that power supply.
Wow!
It's RGB.
There's a blue light on the power supply. Go figure.
Nice.
It is RGB lit, and you can see it.
Yep.
I'm going to show you guys. Hold on just a second, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in case you're wondering.
Yeah. So, oh yeah.
It shocked me. Well, let's see. Where's the lamb sauce? Okay. Taking you off the stand, guys, but right down here.
Okay. So
you see that?
check this out. So this is the fan for the power supply. And actually, if you look around the back here too, you can see it.
I don't think I have enough cord,
okay.
but I'm going to try.
You can see the blue going all the way through.
See, look at that. Is that not beautiful?
That is pretty darn awesome.
Not bad for $25, I say.
Not bad.
Okay, so let's see what we've got here. So we've got System information.
It's a little bit shaky, but
So I go to
Memory frequency. Okay, so what kind of memory is this supposed to be?
667, I think.
Okay.
But
It is okay. So the multiplier is 6.67. It's on auto, so that's the speed of the RAM that's in this. So yep, there's that. So yep, so there's our ratio.
That's working fine.
Yep, we have good post. So yeah, and it's showing recognizing all 4 DIMMs are in use.
Core temperature is a little bit hot though.
That is a little bit hot, so I don't think we're going to be able to use the stock cooler like I was thinking. We're probably going to need to put something a little bit beefier on this. Probably going to need to put some kind of a bigger air cooler. I'm kind of thinking maybe, I don't know, what do you think? Some kind of...
What about this one?
No, that won't work. So if you have any suggestions on what kind of cooler we can put on this, this is an AM3 Plus socket, and we'll check into that. But this looks like everything is looking good.
Really, what I would probably check for is just if there's any overclocking being done right now. If there is, we might want to shut that down because that might be why it might be running a little bit hot as well.
So I go to emulate some games on this, see how well it runs.
So we'll be checking into all that. Yes. CPU temperature actually is not bad. That's not bad. It's running at 54.
And I think that might be a little bit of a hot processor,
But 54 is not bad. I mean, it is a little warm, but it's not. We don't have anything under load yet, so that's fine for what we're just looking at. CPU fan speed is running really fast just because it's a really small cooler. Power fan speed is at 0. System fans are sped up. So yeah. Everything seems good.
Should we save and exit?
All right, so we're going to call this as a Okay, so we're going to call this a success. It's a successful build. We're able to get into the BIOS and everything looks good. So now what's left is to load Windows onto it, and we'll do some benchmarking and do some game testing and see how well this works. And this was a lot of fun. I think this is going to go really well. I think once we put a little bit better cooler on this, I think it'll work even better. So stay tuned for that. If you have any recommendations in the meantime as far as what kind of cooler will fit inside this small case, definitely leave them in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to take a look at all those. And if I choose the cooler that you recommend, I will definitely give you a shout out. So again, thank you to Highlander and to Crash Override for pretty much applying just about everything for this build. I mean,
everything.
Well, granted, not everything, but most everything. So I am very, very grateful to that. So in the next video, we're going to be doing I'm going to take a further look into the BIOS, and we're going to take a further look into what the benchmarks are going to be like, because I have to get Windows installed on this and get everything downloaded, so that's going to take a little bit of time. So I won't be able to do that in this video. But I thank you for sticking around and watching this build. And granted, I'm not the best person as far as any kind of B-roll or in-progress shots, but I hope you got a chance to see the gist of how everything went together. So if you like this video, definitely go smack the like button. If you haven't already and you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's right down there. It's late. I'm getting tired. But this was fun. And this is a rather surprising power supply. It's blue.
I'm blue.
It's blue. Da ba dee be dee doo be da ba dee. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling like Brian these days with a budget build. But this looks good. I think this one's going to run very, very well.
yeah.
All right. That's it for tonight. Gonna get on out here,
Yeah.
and we will catch you guys in the next video. Take care now.